if you got married according to traditional Hindu rites, maybe you were at that time very enamored with your would-be spouse. You didn't listen to all the things that were saying. That man who came there, the priest, was telling you just this, that this union of you and your husband or you and your wife meeting is not important. You both of you meet and make use of this for your ultimate union. That's what he's mumbling away. You don't hear him and he also doesn't know what he's saying. That's a different thing. But essentially, that is what the whole thing was about. So it was not about you getting married. It was about, because you have some compulsions within you, using those compulsions as a tool for your ultimate well-being. You are not free of those things, so use them so that you reach towards your ultimate. So everything was just about that. In this context, they created powerful devices. There have been many kinds of devices. Jyotirlingas have been very, very powerful tools in this direction. The whole population, the very structure of the society, for thousands of years was focused only on the ultimate well-being of the human being. Material well-being, the immediate well-being was just handled as a small part of one's life. The moment you're born in India, your life is about mukti. Your life is not about your business. Your life is not about your wife or your husband or your children or your parents. Your life is only about mukti. You even bear children only because they are tools for your mukti. Yes or no? You don't know? See, why do you think in India, for ages people have believed they want to have a son, not a daughter? Because when he dies, he will do certain things for you where it assists your journey. So everything is about mukti. Just every aspect of life is only about your liberation. So the whole society was structured like this. So they naturally wanted to use every possible device that they could create, every possible situation in life to enhance this process. So the man-woman thing is a compulsive love affair. Nature is pushing you towards each other because nature is interested in only one thing, to perpetuating herself. If it somehow doesn't put a man-woman together, you and me wouldn't be here. So whether they love each other or not, that's not the question, they have to come together somehow, otherwise you and me wouldn't be born. So this is a compulsive need. This need is throwing people together to experience some sense of oneness. This is one love affair chemically supported by nature. In the name of freedom, in the name of choice, actually you're becoming horribly compulsive. It's all about yourself. When it's all about yourself, you will not know the beauty of life. So these marriages which were done in a certain way was never about you, it was always about the other person. Both the people, if they think like this, it's about the other person, it's a beautiful place to be. If only one person thinks like that, it becomes exploitation. If both the persons don't think like that, it's just a compulsive relationship. Me trying to extract something from you, you trying to extract something from me. It's a conflict situation all the time. So a relationship, when you see a man and a woman, you're talking about a relationship. Because there are other aspects to it. There may be a social angle to it, there may be a physical angle to it, there may be a psychological angle to it, there may be an economic angle to it. The variety of other things to fulfill in a relationship. We form relationships with variety of people in our lives. You have business relationships, you have personal relationships, you have professional relationships.
So, relationships we form basically to fulfill different types of needs or to fulfill somebody else's needs, whichever way it is. That is a relationship. But what you refer to as love is just the sweetness of your emotion. You can use another person to stimulate that within you, or you can be on self-start mechanism to weave their lives as one. There is a certain sense of… See, if you have to really be with somebody, you have to give up a part of yourself in some way. So the English expression falling in love is very significant. You can only fall into it. You can't stand in it, you can't climb in it, you have to fall into it. Falling means some part of you has to go to accommodate another, which is a good thing for a human being to do, that he doesn't think too much of himself. One who thinks too much of himself cannot be in a love affair. Somewhere you have to surrender a part of yourself to be in a love affair. In that sense, it's a very beautiful thing. So that is why in India, when we got people married, we tied what's called as a Mangal Sutra. Today it's just a thread, a ritualistic thread. But that's not how it originally started. There is a way of taking a strand of energy from you and your partner and tying it up in a certain way, so that beyond your logic, beyond your understanding, beyond your psychological, emotional and physical needs, somewhere deep inside two beings are tied together, two lives are tied together. So, lot of people cannot understand how these two people are together, because nothing seems to be common in them, but still they're like one, because on another level they're tied up. This can happen because of the physical proximity and the intimacy of the whole relationship, but even before you start it, we have a whole technology as to how to tie up two lives together. So we always said that this is a lifelong thing, you cannot break it. If you break it, you have to tear two lives apart, because it was not just an arrangement, it was a kind of a union. If you listen to all the mantras chanted in the weddings, they're always talking about this, how these two beings are being welded together, okay? So anyway, you